Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5 of SGP Podcast. I am here with our co-owner, Alejandro.
Hi, hi everybody. My name is Alejandro, co-owner of SGP, and really glad to be here. Talking with Kevin.
Yeah, I know a lot of you guys don't know Alejandro as well because he's not very big on the spotlight, but he does work a lot behind the scenes. Do you want to kind of say how we got started?
Um, so obviously, I know you're starting to do. I remember I was trying to, I was like, I want to work on a project. I want to do something, and then I think it was either an ad or I saw somebody like repost your thing, which is the Spider-Man show, and I was like, I'll give them a text, see, what they say, and then I think you meant, I forgot how it got mentioned that you go to Cal State LA. And I was like, wait, I'm going to Cal State LA
We were
too.
we were just we were just DMing because you were saying like, oh, where's the project base? And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, LA. I was like, yeah, I'm a student, film student here in Cal State.
yeah.
And then that's how we found out we went to the same school, and we're like, oh shit.
Oh shit, look, we're like right there. And then yeah, we just started. Well, now at first I was just gonna be like a cameo for Rhino, right?
Yeah,
And
so at first you were just supposed to cameo because it was supposed to be a short film at first,
yeah,
and then it became a show, a short show, and then obviously a lot of the stuff changed because originally we were gonna have like a villain of the week each episode, and then that slowly started changing as we progressed.
yeah. I remember myself. I just like be feeding you guys in, like, oh hey, maybe you guys could do this for this, or you could do that for that. And then that's when I think it was you told me like, oh, you want to just be like co-directors, like
Yeah, I was you kept giving me insight, and I was like, hey, do you just want to help me out with the project? Because it's only
yeah,
me and another friend doing it right now.
yeah. Then like started working together. We filmed some stuff during the summer, and it was a pretty hectic filming stuff because then we had to reshoot so much stuff, and even now it's still like we're still reshooting plenty of stuff.
Well, now luckily now all we have to reshoot is just Connors
True,
because of
true.
all that situation that happened there, and because um the Gwen situation that
Yeah,
we've been through. But yeah, that's basically how we got started. Was I mean originally it was just SG Studios, and then you had Procrastinating Films.
yeah,
Um, and then we just I think it was like it was in December when we were filming here that we're like, well, we're posting a lot of the same stuff on our two pages, and I was like, we might as well just combine them and
yeah.
start our own little production company. And remember that whole slate we had planned out,
Oh yeah, the whole bunch of little films that we were gonna make.
movies that we had planned out for the next like 6 years.
6 years. I mean, we could still do them. There's never like we there's no reason not to.
We still have the holiday special,
Yeah. And then I
which
don't know if you want to, huh?
we haven't really talked about the holiday special on the page at all, apart from
No,
announcing it.
it's because like we still gotta think it through. What are we gonna do for it? That's why.
We can't really speak on it right now, but we had a couple of ideas for the holiday special.
Yeah,
Um, some pretty cool ideas. Yeah, I mean, we can't really talk too much on it without spoiling everything.
yeah. We don't want to spoil it for anybody. So
We had the sequel we are for what's it called? The Joker one.
the the
I
Joker one.
the Joker one. I forgot what it was called. I don't know why.
I think did did it involve Harley Quinn? I don't think it involved. I think it involved Batman more than
Yeah,
Harley
the
Quinn.
second one, the sequel was called Joker Lives. And that was supposed to be like heavy Batman stuff, heavy Joker and Batman stuff.
Yeah,
Because originally, remember the whole interrogation scene was supposed to be for the first short was supposed to be Batman and Joker, but
yeah.
we had no way in getting a Batman and no way getting that costume.
No, yeah. It was just gonna be like a. It's funny because I think we were gonna have like a little Batman thing, something with Matt. Remember?
Yeah, we were
But
supposed
then
to have a
Matt,
little Batman thing with Matt, and then we ended up just scrapping it.
yeah, he just couldn't do it that day. He just couldn't be there that day. So we're like, oh, let's just try our best, see what we could do with it.
Yeah, I mean, we ended up doing. I'm still really proud of that Joker short.
Yeah,
There was a lot of cut from it. It was way shorter than it was supposed to be, and the reason was audio. and we were supposed to release an extended cut, but um, I
The
kind of took
computer,
a
right?
step. Yeah, I took a step back from it for two main reasons. One, school. I had to focus a
Yeah.
lot in school, and two, spectacular was still taking a lot of time.
Mhm. It was.
Um, it's still taking a lot of time.
Yeah. Because we still
Um,
need to figure out what we're doing with it. Well, we know what we're kind of doing with it. You guys, your writers, you guys have an idea of what's going on, but
yeah, so
it's a lot of
it's
work.
just about filming now, and it's about budget. We're
Budget,
trying to
yeah, budget.
we're trying to do everything as close to the budget that we have because yeah, remember when we first started, we had like about like 4 or 5 swinging scenes in that script,
Yeah,
and then we had him doing like some crazy stuff, and then we were like, yeah, I don't think we can actually do this once we started like going into CGI and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, this is impossible. We're not going to be able to do this.
it's too much. It's like okay, okay, if we want to do this, how much is it roughly gonna cost? Oh, 30 seconds, 120.
Not only that, but remember looking for locations, and we were like, oh, okay, well, we can't do all this. Well, at least we have all these other places we're going to explore. And then we were just like, bro,
No,
this is too expensive.
yeah, it just wasn't. It just wasn't it.
Yeah, it was way too expensive. I remember the warehouse that and it sucked because we had the whole final fight we were supposed to film in this warehouse, and day of shooting they canceled on us.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that day where it was like everything was gonna be ready to go, and then it was just like, nah.
Day of shooting they canceled on us, and then so we had to improvise, and we ended up using the school parking lot as the final battle, which we're gonna refilm anyways
Yeah,
because I think all of us were happy how it came out, but we were all like, we can do better. We can
yeah,
definitely do
no, definitely. Especially now, like I feel like we've at least progressed a bit more as filmmakers from when we actually filmed it that day, which was last summer. I feel like in this year we have at least
exactly a year
progressed
ago.
a bit more. Yeah,
Exactly a year ago, we filmed that scene.
yeah. So it's like I feel like we progressed enough to at least make a better fight scene.
I still think the Alexander O'Hearn and the Spider-Man, the homemade Spider-Man fight scene was like probably the best choreographed scene we've done.
Yeah, I mean, because it was, and the coolest thing about now, it was literally on the spot too.
Yeah,
Remember? Because we
yeah,
were thinking like, oh, we should do this, but then we're like, you know what? Let's just like as we go.
because I remember we wrote that I wrote that scene out, and it was way different. It was supposed to be you stealing a bag from a lady,
Yeah,
and then I was like, okay, well, how do we make this more personal instead of having because obviously your whole character, without spoiling a lot, your whole character is related to Herman, who was the
yeah,
Shocker in the series, who's one of the main villains. And so we're like, well, how do we make this more personal? I was like, well, we'll take away the lady part and we'll just have Spider-Man hunt him down.
exactly.
And
And
so we
I
ended
feel
up,
like
yeah, we ended up just, I ended up rewriting that whole scene, and then we shot it, and it was a lot of fun. I remember before we shot, we were like, well, let's just start messing with Ari. She was doing camera at the time. It's like, well, let's mess with Ari before we film the actual scene. And so she pressed record, and we started saying random lines to each other. And she was like, what are you guys saying? And then we started laughing.
it's one of the BTS, right?
Yeah,
Behind the scenes.
yeah. We have Ari has a lot of behind the scenes photos.
Yeah, that's good.
She has a lot of behind the scenes photos. There's a lot of behind the scenes we haven't released at all. There's a whole I think like 25 minutes of me getting fries thrown at my face.
Oh
Um,
yeah, from the yeah, and then we
there's
also
like
have like the BTS where you remember when we were filming some was it? I think it was like it was again for the Dr. Connors where you would
yeah,
walk in and then you would start laughing, and then you
dude.
walk out and you go in again, you start laughing.
So for a lot of people that don't know, because SGP Studios, the account, the Instagram account, is the new account. We
Yeah,
used to have a Spectacular Spider-Man account, which got shut down. We still don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's because we marked it down as a TV show.
maybe.
That's probably why. And you know how the IP still practically exists. Maybe it was because of that. We're still not sure. They didn't really give us a reason why they just shut. We just didn't work, and we tried getting it back, and we just had to start from scratch.
Well,
So
remember Amari's account also was it Amari or somebody else that their account got
Fallen, Spider-Man
yeah
Fallen.
Their account also got like I think it was like roughly the same around the same time as us.
They had more followers though, and it sucks more for them because they were, I think, at the like 2K at the time.
Yeah, they already had like a pretty big following. They're
Yeah, but
then
Fallen really did fall. There
really
that I heard a lot from that fan film through Jake, who was Spider Man.
yeah.
I heard a lot of stuff from that fan film. I mean, it was exciting because you know we were gonna see Jake, but then I heard a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and I was like, ooh, which we're
Yeah,
not gonna dive into because there's no need. Not my place to
yeah,
talk about.
yeah.
when I have
Exactly.
Jake on, when I have Jake on, he can speak on it.
Exactly. Jake will have his time to explain everything about everything. You know.
Have you met Jake? I don't.
I think I haven't met him, but I mean I have heard like texts. I've seen you guys text, but I've never
Yeah,
really met him. You know.
yeah. So he's actually coming down for the Lotus premiere.
Oh shit! I'll probably meet him
He's
that day.
he's staying at my place for the Lotus premiere,
Oh,
and then
nice.
we're gonna drive down the day of to LA for the Lotus premiere alongside Amato. He's going from New York to LA,
Shit.
and then I forgot Amari is gonna be there.
Chad.
Chad.
Is he gonna be there?
It's a still. He told me to write him down. He's like, just write me down. It's
Okay.
still maybe because he said he had a shoot. Uh,
Mm,
and he says, you know, it's one of those things that if I can finish on time, he was definitely showing up. And for those of you that don't know, Chad Anderson is our shocker. Great to work with, along with Alan.
yeah, they're amazing actors. I feel like they're really good actors.
Alan is so amazing to work with. Yeah, he's basically guided us a lot of the times when we're doing
Yeah,
scenes.
gave us advice, everything.
Yeah, Chad, we only worked with him one day. We still want to work with him more. He still has a
Yeah,
lot of scenes he has to do.
yeah, he has a lot of stuff to do, but it's
He has a
Chad's an
lot.
amazing guy. He's
Yeah,
gonna love it.
he's like, hey guys, get it together. I need to film with you guys.
Yeah, and it's like all right, Chad. No, don't worry. When the time comes, the time's gonna come.
He's also what's it called? He's also Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Verse, and I have
Yeah,
an interesting plot point for that, which I won't get into again. But yeah,
no spoilers here. No spoilers here.
back to the Connor stuff. Yeah, so for those that you don't know, we originally had a Dr. Connors who was one of my friends. And then a personal situation happened, not between me and him, but from him, and I decided I needed a recast because of everything that was going on, and not only that, we got into a situation where we had a film. Um, we had to reshoot a scene with Connors, and he told us he even saw us. I think the day of, he saw us, and he's like, "Oh
Oh
yeah, I'm
yeah,
ready
parking
later."
lot, right? It was in a
Yeah,
parking lot.
he's like, "Yeah, well, I'm ready to shoot later and everything." Because the way we had Connors do is we were gonna have him be this young scientist, you know, this young scientist, and he looked like a young Connor, so it worked. Um, we were gonna have him be this young scientist, you know, and then try to like mentor Peter in a way he could, but it didn't end up working out. We did rewrites after we said we were recasting. We did a couple of rewrites for him, um, which was for the better, to be honest. It's for the better.
Yeah.
Along with along with writing out Gwen completely.
Oh
That
yeah,
whole that
that's
whole
it's
Gwen
cursed. It's
situation.
cursed.
That whole
I
Gwen
think the role's
situation.
cursed.
That yeah, it was such a horrible situation to go through. We can talk about this because it's not really spoilers. We just
Yeah.
so the first Gwen actress we got, you know, we talked to her, everything was good. Day of shooting, Alejandro was the one that met her first because I had to go pick up everyone else. I had to go get everyone else from the cast because everyone was arriving at the same time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go pick up everyone else from the cast, and she had arrived across campus. I remember she didn't arrive with everyone else at the parking lot. She arrived across campus, and I was like, "Can you go get her? I'm gonna go get everyone else. You know, make sure everything's situated." And I think we forgot one of the equipments too that I need to go get.
No,
And
actually, I think that day we were like good on everything, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we were good on everything. It
I
was one
think
of
it
another actor. It was another actor that had to. He bailed out again last minute, so we had to get one of your friends too.
Flash
Yeah,
Thompson. He was
Yeah,
whole.
but like other than that, we were good, man. We were set.
Remember he ghosted me a week before shooting.
Yeah.
Ghosted, and then we tried to like get in contact with him all week, and then he just didn't budge.
No,
I'm glad we have Eric now as Flash. Honestly,
he's cool, man. He's really cool as
yeah,
a. Yeah.
Eric is a fun guy. Eric is a fun guy. He's this Flash Thompson. Yeah. So we had a so we I want to go get all the other people and stuff like that, and we were shooting the classroom scene, which no one has seen yet. I'm over here.
Probably
I'm
never
like
is gonna see.
talking like it's already released, but I'm like no one has seen a lot of these scenes yet. Um, we shot a classroom scene that we had a Doc Ock, we had Gwen, we had all the friend group and everything. And long story short, she became very difficult to work with after doing a couple of takes. She started to try and direct everyone and started shushing people that were
Yeah.
on set, and no one from the cast liked her.
Sadly, yeah, no, it was because it was like, how do you say, like we told her from before until like, hey, we're not, this is our kind of our first thing ever that we've done. We're not really, that experienced. We don't really, it's our first project, and it's like we were doing the stuff, and she was like, oh, in when we're actually filming, we do this, and oh, we do this way, and then we do this,
And
and
at first,
eventually, I'm pretty sure people's like, again, all of us were just beginners, and then we're just starting to get told what to do. Pretty sure that kind of rubbed people the wrong way.
it was like, okay, she's giving us some some feedback, and then we're like taking her like, okay, that's actually like kind of good, like, okay, yeah, good. But then after a while it became more bossy than feedback, and she tried to take over on set, which didn't go well with Daniel, who plays Harry. Didn't go well with Ari. Didn't go well with anyone on set. Everyone was like, no, what are they doing?
Yeah,
And I remember I was just kind of there, like hoping she would like get the hint, and I
but
was just like,
never
dude,
did.
she never did. And then she wanted to make her own schedule, which was another big problem. We're not gonna say what her name was, but
There's really no point in like, hey, here
she
it is,
wanted to make her own schedule. So she wanted to film. There was scenes with Gwen, Harry, and Peter. And she wanted to film those the next day when we had the dance scene set up the next day. And the dancing was another problem we had at first because of the location. I think a lot of the time that summer was locations kept canceling on us.
Yeah, they just kept. We would think we had one place secured, and then they'd just be the next day like, hey, you know what? Actually,
No.
no.
They'd be like, no. They'd be
Yeah,
like, no. The next day, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you paid. We paid a down payment. I'd pay the down payment and everything, and everything would be ready to go, and then they would just be like, no, and we'd be like, what the fuck do we do? I remember how stressed we were because we had a whole schedule planned out for that whole week. That whole week
yeah,
was supposed to be just shooting. We had everything planned out, and like they always say, everything will go wrong on set, and everything did go wrong. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
It was something.
we were supposed to do the dancing the next day, and we ended up canceling, which was okay with everyone else except her. And even then, she wasn't even going to film the dancing because she quit beforehand.
She
So
did?
what happened? Yeah, because remember she said, "Oh, I don't want to be a part of this," and then I was like, "That's fine with me."
Oh,
Because okay, so we're gonna get into the story more. Um, so she wanted to make her own schedule the next day. She kept talking to me on oh, can we shoot these hairy scenes? But what I told her, Daniel doesn't live in LA. He comes from out of town.
yeah.
So it was gonna be. I had to ask him first. Would he make it in time? Because she wanted to film in the morning again, and it was just supposed to be an afternoon shoot. The dancing was just supposed to be a like an afternoon shoot. Um, but yeah, she wanted to film in the morning, which was really difficult because Daniel is from out of town.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
even me, I had to get the train. Like, if we were gonna film in the
yeah,
morning, I had to
so
wake up hella early, get the train, and then go get there.
it was a lot like, could we get everyone here on time
Yeah.
to shoot? Because we're already shooting like a pretty long scene with the dancing. Um, and so I told her, I was like, honestly, I will text you tomorrow, like at 7 in the morning, let you know if it's gonna happen or not. I will tell you this: it probably won't happen because everyone's coming from different places, and it doesn't seem like a realistic thing to do. Um, and the reason why we were able to do it in the afternoon is because it gives everyone time to get here. And so, I texted Daniel, wasn't able to do it. He wasn't able to do it in the morning. Texted her at 6:30 in the morning. Hey, we can't shoot those scenes. She got mad so bad. She did like a whole paragraph to us saying, "Oh, you are very unprepared. Like you are wasting my time because we didn't shoot the scene she wanted to shoot." And I told her, and it was very specific. I specifically told her, and when I replied back, I specifically told you it's a big no. It's a 99% chance that we're not going to film those scenes that you want to film. It's just not. It's not possible. And we were only going to do the dancing today. That's it. That was the schedule. Well, she ended up saying a bunch of stuff in the paragraph. I honestly was like, okay, you know what, it's fine. You want to leave the project, that's fine with me. I have no problem doing it. Yeah, what, that's fine. We're not going to use any of your stuff. We're not going to mention you in any more promotion. We're not going to mention you in anything else. No posters of you, nothing. Nada, basically
Nothing.
nothing.
Zip. Nothing. There's no
Nothing.
point. Yeah, because I
Zero.
was like, yeah, it's like they just get like again we don't want to get in trouble with that because we don't know like what the can we, but at the same time it's like we never had any contracts. They
Yeah,
were never contracted to us.
one of the I think Matt kind of just wants us to do contracts because
Yeah,
he's a producer now. Matt's a writer and producer, by the way, guys.
yeah.
um, Shout out to Matt
And he does
again.
sound. He does sound too. He does sound.
This is like the third shout out I give to Matt in these episodes. um Shout out to Matt. But yeah, so Matt wants to do contracts just for being able to use the footage.
Yeah,
Not
just again, yeah. We don't want like the same issue to happen, huh?
Yeah, he's like, he's like, because when he said contracts, I was like, oof. I was like, it's kind of like it's kind of risky doing that for our project since we have a low budget. A lot of these people are doing, a lot of our actors are doing IMBD credit and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know if a contract is the smartest thing to do right now. And he's like, no,
Yeah,
no, no. And he explained to me, he's like, no, it's just to use footage and stuff like that. And
yeah. I have
and
a
he's like,
friend. I met him in class. You met him last time, Anthony Boyd, the one that showed us like where he did the costumes and stuff like that. It
the
was in
prop.
the
I showed us the prop maker.
yeah him. He. So when we did the short film for our class, I went with him and he showed me like all the contracts that he did, and again it was contracts just so it could be like that to the actors and then be like yo is it okay if we use the footage. It's basically saying like any footage that we use here that we film is like our footage, and it's like you already signed this. If you signed this, it's our footage, and we're allowed to like post it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of the only contract that came up, but we don't want. I'm not gonna make anyone sign anything to like stay for the whole show because, like I said,
It's
it's a fan
small,
series.
yeah, and
It's a
it's
fan
fan. It's
series.
not that big.
Um, should we talk about the prop maker that basically blew us off?
Nah, it's already basically that. It's just like kind of blew us off. That was it.
Yeah, I remember you texted him and he was like, "Hey," and you were like, "Hey, and he's like, any updates?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was honestly not even gonna be able to do it anyways." And then we were just like,
Yeah, it was like he kept. It was almost like when a girl leads you on. They're like, oh yeah, let's. At the end of the day, you're sure like, oh, you're ready for, you ready to go out today? They're like, actually, I never wanted to go out, so my bad. That's how I felt like, cause I would text him like, hey, do you think you can make a prop for us? And he would say like, oh yeah, what price range, blah blah blah. Then I tell him, and then he would probably take a day or two to respond. And then it wasn't until like that day he was like, oh, actually, even if I would have said yes, I wouldn't have done the prop this weekend because
remember,
I think we took
remember
tomorrow.
that, remember that day that he told you like, "Oh yeah, I'll get back to you by 6." And then so you texted him the next day and you're like, "Hey, do you have any updates? You said you were gonna be by 6." And he's like, "I told you I was busy."
Oh yeah, man, it was. I was confused too because like I told like you mentioned this like he told me oh I'll give you updates around this time and I was like okay, and it was already getting to that time and I was like should I text him, should I not? So I
And then
waited at least an hour more, and
I
then
was
it
just
was like yeah, it was better just not to like It's like, okay, just leave them to their stuff, you know.
Yeah, but now we have a prop people that are doing it. They're called Iconic Creations
Iconic
Co on
creation.
Instagram. I would highly recommend checking them out. I'm pretty. I hope you guys can see that Instagram right there. I doubt it, but Iconics.
It's
We
there.
follow them on Instagram, so if you guys want to look
Follow
for them,
if you
for
go on the
followers.
following list, you'll find them.
They're really great. They made our shocker gauntlets. They're probably making a couple other props that we have in store.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I haven't even told you about that.
yeah, exactly. It's like like I don't even know we're so secretive that I don't even know.
I haven't even told you about that. I've been keeping a
Exactly.
lot of stuff secret, which is
It's the best way because then when you show them off, everybody's gonna be like, "Whoa, what the
yeah,
fuck?"
like like
Yeah.
like recently I've been releasing posters, themes, everything. I was like, I've been just keeping everything secret, so when I am able to release stuff, I'm not like the one of the things that I hate doing is like, oh yeah, this is gonna come out at this certain time, and then I can't do it, which is one of the things that happened with the teaser. Was like, oh, and I had it ready. It was almost done, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I know I got a lot of DMs saying like, what the hell, man. um, but I almost had it ready. It was like 90% done. I just needed a couple more things, and I would have been done. But then my computer completely
It fried.
just died. It's getting fixed, hopefully around these days. I need it for school. Um, but yeah, so that prop maker was something. But luckily now we have Iconic Creations who they're doing such a good job with the
They're
props.
cool. They're really cool.
Really good job with the props. We have Jared Walker who's doing a lot of the scoring for the.
Composer for us.
We have sorry.
Right. Right.
We have Josh who did a lot of the theme songs that I've released recently. Josh Film Music, Josh.film.music on Instagram. He's really great. I mean, if you guys need someone to compose, he's amazing, amazing composer. Same with Jared. He's an amazing composer. They're both really good composers. We have Legendary Film Studios doing CGI. And
Yeah, bro.
God, when I tell you we've seen such a big step up, um, you
Really.
know, it was a really big step up that Legendary has been killing it with the stuff he's been doing. Um, we have them. We have
Our
uh,
editor, wait, how can we not mention Puka, man?
Puka. We have
Yeah.
Puka, whose name's also Jared. We have Jared. It's so weird calling him Jared because I never call him Jared. Even on set, I never call him Jared. I just call him Puka.
Puka,
We
that's
have
what we
Jared.
have,
We have Jared, who's our editor. We have Mark, who's gonna do sound eventually for us. Um, we have God. We have so many people. We have me as a writer director. We have Matt producing and writing. We have you doing AD, co-directing, directing as well because you direct a lot of the scenes. When I'm acting, you direct a lot of it. So we have them. We have Wenz, who's done all our posters. Wenz 1998. He's done all our posters. It's amazing to work with.
But you know something funny about Wenz, man? So he has Twitter, right? Have you seen the clip, the GIF that he made of him and the lizard?
Yeah,
Oh, bro,
yeah,
if you go on Twitter, he gets clowned on. Not him himself, but like have you seen the recent Tom Holland clip?
yeah,
Like so many people were like, "Yo, this reminds me of that one time Spider-Man was getting it from the back from Lizard," and they just show his GIF where it's just like,
yeah. I remember seeing
Lizard as Spider-Man.
Wenz has gone viral a couple times. So Wenz posted a Clone Saga edit he did, and I remember people were freaking out about it. People were like, "Oh my god, this is the live action Spider Verse film that's gonna happen." Da, 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 da. And I was like, and then people weren't even crediting him, and I was like, guys, this is made by Wenz. And I
Yeah,
would like comment, I was like, guys, this is made by Wenz. This is made by Wenz. And I remember someone's like Kiss Ass, and I was like, bro, give him credit. What do you
yeah,
mean?
exactly. Every artist and like anybody that they do something, you have to make sure you give them credit because it's like, bro, like they probably spent hours working on it just for it to
I
just be like, oh yeah, this is there.
the title card for Spectacular Spider-Man was made by a fan.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that the one with the yellow spectacular, the yellow, and then the one we
Oh
use
yeah,
for everything.
huh.
He was made by a fan, and then I can't get a hold of that fan anymore because it was on our old account.
Oh shit, yeah, huh.
And so
Oh, I remember now. Yeah,
I've been like, it's been crazy because I've been trying to like search for him so I could give him credit as like part of design,
Yeah,
and I
that's what
haven't, we haven't been able to get that old account back. We can't get that old account back.
it's gone.
We've
It's gone.
tried everything, and I mean everything to get that account back. At this point, we've given up.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, if you notice, we're reaching the following that we had on the other account on this on SG,
we're we're at
SGP.
200 followers right now. We're
Yeah,
at Let me check real quick. We are at 203.
203, man. That like especially
Um,
for like the amount of like especially like when we post some videos, they get like very good amount of views.
yeah, so we've been. I think a lot has to do with the Lotus stuff. I've been promoting.
True.
Um,
But even
a
then,
lot.
before we were starting to get noticed before
Gavin,
Lotus too.
Gavin has been shouting me out a lot on his YouTube as well, and so it's been I'm we can't be more than grateful for them. Um, we're going to the premiere together. I mean, me,
Yeah,
you, a lot of people.
yeah.
Alice, who plays Liz Allen, is going.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
Alice, Chad, maybe Alan. Alan still maybe because it's his birthday that day.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Uh,
It's his
so we
birthday. He has to celebrate it.
gotta remember to wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, sir.
Um, you know, there's a lot of people going. Matt's going. I got my roommate to go. Um, I got my roommate to go. He's not living in LA anymore, but I got him to go. I was like, he's like, it gives me a reason to drive down. I was like, yeah. Jake is going. Everyone's going.
Lots of people are going.
So lots of people are going. So we're really excited for that. Like I've told Gavin and I've told Warden and I've told Jacob this. We're like, we are beyond grateful for the spotlight they gave us.
Yeah.
Uh, and it came out of nowhere. And I think two people that we also have to thank for that is Amato and Bennett, who were the first two guests on this podcast. We have to thank them because without them, we'd have never gotten Jacob's attention or Warden's or Gavin's attention. So I always thank them whenever something big happens because I'm like, guys, you guys were the catalyst for it. So
Yeah.
gotta thank them. And I'm excited for Spider-Man Alone and We Are Spidey Part 3. Um, which something cool with SGP might happen with We Are Spidey.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
Something cool. Like I said, I've kept a lot of stuff secret. I haven't been releasing a lot of stuff, and then the stuff that I have been releasing is because I can release it. um,
They made you
God,
sign an NDA.
I think I've kept so much of what I've released from YouTube because I've just been like, I don't want to tell anyone. Like, I want it to be a big surprise for the cast and
Yeah.
everyone. And so when I was doing the teaser, you've seen a little bit of the teaser.
Yeah.
Um,
I've seen like was it like the first couple
the first
30,
20, 30
30?
seconds.
Yeah, around that time.
I just had no audio because I was working on the clips first before I started working on audio.
Yeah.
So there was like zero audio on it, and it was just like you're just seeing scenes of me doing everything. Um, there's gonna be a lot of big stuff happening at the end of that trailer, which I won't reveal. Like I said, you may have actually seen it because it's in a lot of me and Legendary's talks.
I never like unless it's like a message where like I have to. I don't really message because it's like most of the conversations are with you. So I'm just like I'd rather not peek in because I don't want to get spoiled either. You know?
Yeah, I tried getting you involved as much as I can because I'm like, dude, Alejandro, it's your account too,
Yeah.
and I'm
It's,
like, dude.
yeah.
And I remember when we first started, you were asking me permission to like post stuff, and I was like, bro, you don't have to ask me. I was like,
Well,
you can run it by me. I was like, you can run it by me, be like, oh, I'm gonna post this, but you don't have to ask me. I'm like, you don't have to ask me permission when it's your studio too.
yeah. Well, I'm actually maybe in these next couple of weeks, I'm gonna film another short film.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a secret. I'm gonna film another short film. I'll probably post it on SGP just again to have more content up in there. And we'll say this isn't part of Spider-Man or nothing like yet, but it's still a film that gets made through SGP.
And again, a lot of SGP is not. I know right now it's very Spider-Man based. with Spider-Verse and Spectacular, but a lot after Spider-Verse, we're moving away from a lot of the fan films. We're going more into original projects, which you have done Limbo, which we should talk about Limbo. What was some of your inspirations for Limbo?
So I know you don't watch anime.
I
I know
don't.
that, but there's
I
this
know a
anime.
lot. I know a lot about anime, but I just don't watch it.
Yeah, there's this anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
I love sad anime.
Yeah, have you watched it?
I haven't finished it. I watched half of it because my friend really got me into it.
We watched season one.
Yes.
You know about the mask, right?
Yeah.
There's an inspiration.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
I kind of saw it, but then you said Twilight Zone, so then I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
No, it was like a bit of Twilight Zone, a bit of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and then just like again like mythology, like again the mask and how it takes over the user and gives them powers. That's to do with kind of JoJo's. Twilight Zone is about how like the character gets stuck in the middle, stuff like the weird stuff,
Yeah.
and then mythological stuff will get like because I'm already thinking of like I guess a prequel to why about the mask because I feel like again they're both ideas that I could definitely like think about and write about because they're just like stuff that kind of they're stuck in my brain. So yeah, so maybe a
We've
sequel and a prequel will be there in the future.
yeah, we've talked about a sequel. Me returning as Agent MX and doing a sequel. And then I don't know what you have planned, if you have planned a trilogy or how many shorts you have planned for it, but we definitely talked about a sequel.
Yeah,
Which I had fun doing it, so like I've told you before, I no question asked, I would come back.
yeah. Well, so I got this idea the other week. Well, was it? It was like either a week or two ago, and it's a series that is like it's like something that I'm really gonna try to make in the future. And I'll talk about it here just because I've talked about it with like other people. But it's basically a series of so it's a detective office,
Hmm.
but their whole instead of like actual being detective, they focus on purely paranormal, cryptid stuff.
So like
Like
X Files.
yeah, like X Files. And you know what I wanted to do in it? I wanted to make Agent MX part of that detective office. So
So
like
like a
somehow linking that story to then the series, linking
so like
linking
a
it together.
spin-off, kind of like a spin-off, basically.
Yeah. So I was like, again, you'll come back as Agent MX, either as another film or in the series. You'll be back as Agent MX. That's not a closed chapter. That's still open.
Yeah, it was fun playing it. I mean, it was really. I was telling you a lot when we were filming. I was like, dude, I'm very confused on the script. I
Yeah.
would keep telling him like, dude, I'm confused. Like, what's going on with me? Because I'm going on schizo. And
That was kind of the point. It's just like, a detective. They're supposed to be calm, collected, and stuff like that. But then now, you throw like fucking some fucking mask that could transport you around time. It's gonna fuck with your brain.
yeah, and I remember I was just like so lost on the script when we were filming, and I was like, so what do you want? And you'd be like, you have to do this, and I was like, now look at the script, and then look at you, and like, you want me to do what now? And you'd be like, just do it, and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, because I'll be the first one to say that script. I made it in like one day. Like I had an idea, then I wrote it, and even then I was like, damn, this has to go through rewrites. But then I was like, you know what? It's gonna be the last week of of schools and shit, of school and shit. We have to film it, so we went with that. You know.
Yeah, I remember
So,
being so. I remember you brought the idea to me, and I was like, dude, write a script, and I'll give you the answer. Because I was like,
yeah,
dude, write this, right? Because you were telling me, I was like, dude, I'm so confused. Write a script, and then I'll tell you. And then you wrote the script, and I was like, dude, I'm still lost, but I'll do it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like again, the sequel, hopefully, and maybe the prequel, they'll definitely be better written. But yeah, better things are here to come.
Yeah, and I mean, God, we haven't given an update on Spider Verse, but that's just because of us working a lot on Spectacular. We want that to come out now, soon,
Exactly.
before we go on with Spider Verse, because Spider Verse is a really big project that it's just gonna be crazy doing Spider Verse. That's
Yeah,
something we're definitely gonna need
hella big.
crowdfunding.
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna need a lot of
definitely
funding for that one, huh?
yeah. We're gonna need a lot of crowdfunding for that, and so a lot of this has to do with us. gaining traction with Spectacular first before we even put our hands on Spider-Verse, which we still haven't. I know I've been getting a lot of DMs about who's playing Miguel O'Hara and then who's playing Gwen. Still not decided.
Not
um,
like again, like we only have like some roles that are figured out already. Only some are
we,
figured out.
we
Other than
only
that, like
yeah, we only really casted the roles that we had secured from before we started writing. Before we started writing the script, we only really casted those roles that we knew were secured, and that we knew were going to be there. So Amari Miles Morales, Daniel White's Miles Morales, um, Jake's Spider-Man. He came a little bit later, to be honest, but it was still like a okay, this
yeah,
works. Chad as Noir was from the get go set in stone. Um, I instantly went to Chad first before doing any auditions for Noir, and I was like, dude, I was like, hey Chad, you wanna be Spider Man? And
he's like, said yes.
Chad's such a rock star with it. He just says yes.
It's in his name.
He
He's a Chad.
he just yeah, it's awesome working with him. I mean, like I said, we haven't worked with him as much as we would like to. Um, but he's always said yes to everything. He's always been very very supportive with our project. Same as Alice, same as Eric, same as Chatan, who
Lot, yeah,
we haven't spoken to in a while because his scenes were done. We filmed his scenes. For those that don't know, he plays J. Jonah Jameson. Sorry, I had to scratch my foot so I went like a little bit down.
yeah. He
Um,
plays J. Jonah Jameson.
he plays J. Jonah Jameson, and he did such a great job. We finished all his scenes in one day, and we even filmed a whole improvised short in that day,
Yeah,
which is out on the YouTube page. So if you guys want to go see it, it's out.
yeah. It's out there.
Uh,
It's out, you can find it.
it's the first video posted. I think it's the first ever thing I posted on the SGP account. And then we did the first teaser. We did the first trailer, which is technically non-canon anymore from all the rewrites and recasts we had to do because of those situations. But it's at 10K now, which is crazy
Yeah,
to think about.
cool. Hey, in another universe that was the actual real trailer and everything
Yeah,
that happened. So
in another universe, it would have like the show would have released on already. But we had a lot of setbacks. We've had a lot of setbacks, but I mean, we're back in it. We're finishing. We're trying to finish strong.
done our best.
Um, yeah, we're trying our best. Just finish strong. Basically, just trying to finish strong. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we can't really talk about it because there's still a lot to do.
Yeah, there's hell a lot of stuff to do. But again, like watch, but like right now, like they say, it's the planning phase. It's the pre-production. Everything is still getting figured out. But once it's out there, people are gonna love it. I feel like people are gonna love
Yeah,
it.
we had to do a whole reset with us because nothing was going to plan. So we had to go back to the drawing board. We obviously the footage that we filmed, we're like, okay, this is still integral to the story. We're not changing that at all. But we definitely had to go back to the drawing board and okay, we need to build up our audience. We need to location scout months before we want to film. We need to plan out when we're gonna film, and we just need to be a little bit more organized with that part of the thing because we obviously grew as filmmakers and we're like okay, well, we're obviously not doing this right.
Yeah,
Um, and so we went back to the drawing board, and now that we're back in the drawing board, now we have a lot of stuff that we're able to show because before we were like, yeah, well, we're doing the show, and they were like, oh, what do you have to show? And we'd be like, poster.
nothing.
A poster.
Poster here.
uh,
Look at this poster. It looks cool.
but yeah, like now that we planned everything out and we're releasing stuff on a schedule. I just put up a poll earlier today, which we're gonna see who won. I mean, this is gonna come out way later. I'm pretty sure whatever won is already gonna be released.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, I put up a poll earlier saying like, oh, what do you guys want to see next? Do you guys want to see a new clip? Do you guys want to see a poster, a new theme? And we have that advantage now that we can do those things.
Yeah. And I think
It's
the one that's winning is poster. I think poster's winning.
Poster, yeah, poster's winning, but which is surprising because I would have thought people would want to see a scene.
For real, is honestly, and for me, I feel like out of everything we filmed, for me, the greatest thing that I think I filmed was the dance one. And you know which dance I'm talking about.
Yeah,
When we were in the thing, and then you guys, everybody was together. Flash,
for me, I
Peter,
think
and Harry. That was amazing.
I think that was one of my favorite moments on set was all of us together and all of us just kind of clowning around when we were at that like little bar club. Um, I think that was like such a fun moment because it was like a lot of the cast was there, and it was just us having fun for like half of that night was us just having fun, and then but one of my favorite moments on set definitely has to do with filming the Uncle Ben like graveyard scene where
Oh
we
yeah, that
where
was
we had
awesome.
where we had the little kids come up to us, and then we had the whole car show, wanting to take pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite days on set, and it still hasn't been beaten at all.
No.
Like despite the bloopers we've done with the Dr. Connor scenes, because I remember not being able to take not being being able to take him seriously because I would come in the room. So the scene was I needed to come in the room because I'm starting the internship, and we would come in the I would come in the room and I would automatically look at him and he would be smiling, and then I could for the life of me not laugh, and so I would just break in laughter. And then I remember everyone was like, "Kevin, stop laughing!" And I would be like, "Bro, it's I literally cannot take him seriously right now." Because
That because
I would walk in and he would be like,
because again the camera was on you, it wasn't on him. So it was like
so,
you just didn't walk in and say hello. You just kept
and
you never kept a straight face.
I remember me and Josephine, who was our second Gwen. She's cool. We ended on good terms. It's just her scheduling was really really crazy. So we ended up, she ended
I
up
think
having
she said she's down to come back, right? Like if we introduce Gwen later on, she said she's down.
eventually. Right now she's just busy. Um,
Yeah.
she's busy. I think if we were to incorporate a different version of Gwen, I think we would be able to have her again. But I
Spider
remember me.
Gwen? Hmm? Spider Gwen? Who knows? You never know.
I don't know. But I remember we were filming together, and I think the funniest thing that happened that day was none of you knew that she had an accent.
Oh yeah, she's British, right?
Yeah,
She's British.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was British. I
Yeah,
I
because
don't want
I
to.
remember she was like Japanese, but then she was like raised in Britain too, something like England.
Yeah, she so I remember like I knew about it and everything. Like it was just it's just a common thing when
Yeah,
you're talking to someone. And then I remember like everyone for some reason got so phased out. Everyone's like, what the hell, when she just started talking normal, and I was like, guys, you didn't know this? And then everyone's like, no. And then she's like, oh, she's like, yeah, I was just speaking in my American accent. And then it was so funny because it was so late in the shoot too. It was like we had already filmed.
it was like final scene. It was like I think it was you just needed like one or two more scenes and we're done.
Yeah, we needed like one or two more scenes, and she had her. She was just talking in her American accent the whole time we were shooting.
The whole day.
And then at the end, she just like talked in her normal accent, and everyone was like freaking out about it. And I was like, guys, how did you not notice this?
Yeah, because again, like, because you we were talking to her, so we were again like me. I was just filming. Everybody else was just like around just looking at filming. But you probably talked to her and everything. So we were just like, we were just like, what the hell? What? She's British? What?
And I was just kind of there, like, yeah, yeah, like,
Yeah,
well, I don't
yeah, that's normal.
like, yeah, but yeah, we ended in good terms with her. We had no issues with her at all. It was just a lack of scheduling was difficult for her, so it was just easier to not have the role at that
Yeah,
point. It was just very very difficult
seemed
to
cursed.
yeah, it's a curse role. That's all we're saying. Whoever gets the next Gwen mantle,
Let's
I
see if
pray
they see us, Gwen. Let's see
I
if they
pray
see
for
us.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun, and I remember like she would look at me and she would tell me, "Don't laugh." Right when we were outside the door, as soon as we were gonna start the scene,
Yeah.
she would look at me and be like, "Don't laugh, Kevin," and I'd be like, "I won't." As soon as I would get in, I would just bust out laughing, and she would
Yeah,
look
you
at
just
me,
start
and
laughing.
she would start laughing too, but she would be so disappointed. She'd be like, "Okay, this is the final one. Don't laugh." And I was like, "I won't." And then when we finally shot it, I remember we all started clapping and cheering because we finally
Yeah,
were able to get the
yeah,
shot.
yeah. We finished it. It was the last. It was like one of the last things we had to do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it was a big achievement right there.
yeah, but it's been so fun filming for Spectacular. I mean, I'm so excited to get back to it already, and yeah, we have a couple of scenes that we're gonna film in August after the premiere for Lotus. We have a lot of scenes we're gonna film, and then after that, I think we're wrapping up a lot of the scenes after those because those are the main scenes we hadn't filmed yet.
Uncle
And
Ben, right?
yeah, Uncle Ben,
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. So those are like the last scenes we're gonna film, and then after that, I think it's just post production, and then it's release date.
Yeah.
Uh,
Again, I like you said, I don't try to do that anymore too. We're just like, oh yeah, this film is coming out this day. It's just like
yeah,
when
I
it
just
comes out,
every
you
time
know,
we promote something, I just put coming soon because we
yeah,
still have we're going to we go into post production, but we still have Legendary doing CGI. That he's not done with CGI. He's still working on it. Um,
then
just a
plus
lot.
our
I think
class, we have classes, so it's like sometimes we
yeah,
have to do work and all that stuff. So
it's really hard because we all have jobs, we all have school,
exactly,
so a lot of times filming is a little hard for us because we're busy.
exactly.
Like
Yeah, we have a life. We have a life.
this past semester, we were supposed to be shooting a lot of scenes, but we couldn't just because we had school like stacked up on us. And so it was very, very hard for us to even like plan out a schedule because we just had school. We had school, and I was like, well, I have afternoon classes now, and then I have
Yeah,
all these different classes that are like all over the place, and then I had to leave Fridays to go to come back home to work, and so it was very, very hard. But this semester looks like it's going to be a little easier, a little more mellow. Um, so we're going to be filming a lot, and we should have those first two episodes ready soon. Soon, they're really long
yeah. It'll
episodes.
be,
That's why they haven't been released. They're
that's why
very
yeah, exactly. They're basically like a short. They're basically a film.
yeah, they're basically like a whole. If you combine the two episodes together, it's a whole feature length film.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, it's literally a whole feature length film. So that's why it's
Taking
been
time.
taking
Yeah,
time
taking time.
because we the thing we decided from the get go was okay, we're gonna make a series. It's gonna be hard to do a series because of doing episodes. So the first two episodes we decided is gonna be the complete origin story of Spider Man. And we left it. The ending. We're not gonna say the ending, but we left the ending with an actual ending. It still leaves in a little bit of a cliffhanger, but we made sure there was an ending to it because we didn't want to leave the viewer unsatisfied in case we couldn't continue doing it. And that's something I touched up with Warden when I did the podcast with him was we made sure that first script was as like a film that can be continued, but if it can't, it's a good ending.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's
Uh,
open enough for it to be open. So it could be
yeah,
enough, but it's also not fully closed. It's enough to be a good ending, but then it's also enough to keep going.
yeah. So that's how the first two episodes are written out. Is we had plans on even releasing those, combining them, and just releasing it as a feature film. I
Yeah,
just been like, okay, well, this is technically episode one, but it's the Spectacular Spider-Man, and then and we had a lot of talks about that. I know for the premiere, we're gonna have it as a full length film. Um, but then when we release it, I think we talked about releasing it as part one and part two.
yeah. And then I think what we always needed to work on, and I'm kind of glad now we have a sound guy. Is sound.
Sound, yeah,
Yeah,
sound,
the way we recorded was like, I mean, luck we found a way to make it work, but again, it's just like sound was
sound
always the
very
biggest.
very difficult. I had to do ADR a couple of times for a lot of the scenes.
Yeah, it was the biggest issue. But now I feel
But
like we got that covered, right?
yeah, we have sound. We have Mark doing sound now, so it's very 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 lucky. Now we're very lucky having to be able to expand our team recently. Yeah, and a lot, and we're just very 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 lucky. Like I've said before, that we were able to expand our team. We got people interested in the series that wanted to help out, and we said yes on the spot because
Yeah, that's a
the
good thing.
more,
Just look,
the
even
more help
myself,
we get, yeah,
even myself over here is like I've slowly but surely assembled like a small team. Like I met a guy that actually he has a Zoom recorder that records audio, and he's told me like if I ever have a project that I need to do and like wherever that he's down to do sound too. But he's more
yeah,
like starting off and all that stuff. So it's like even here in Pomona, I have my own. I'm starting to make my own like small little crew.
yeah. And so we have our obviously we have our spectacular Spider-Man crew, which we're still trying to build because we still need a lot more crew members.
Yeah,
We need a lot of people to be in charge of different things.
yeah,
And so but I mean everything's going smoothly so far. I mean we have a lot of stuff coming out soon.
yeah.
Soon. I say
Cool.
soon. I say soon because I don't know when yet. It just depends on timing and how everything works out in the next coming weeks.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming out soon, and I mean we're both really excited for that.
yeah. Because like even though it seems like again we say like oh it might take some time, but watch once we get to it, it's gonna go by so quick. Just like
Yeah, because I mean, God, it's like it's really been a year since we started it, and we're like so deep into it that we're like, well, we're not gonna stop this at all. We have to
yeah,
finish it. We're with the mindset that we want to finish this, and we need to finish this.
yeah. It's like it's a commitment.
Like we're
You start something,
and
you gotta finish it.
yeah, especially now, I think me and you have had gone really committed to the project because there was a time there that we had so many problems with the project that we were kind of like burnt out on it,
Yeah,
and but like now it's like just full blown. It's a moving train now where we're just
yeah,
like
exactly.
we're finishing.
Yeah, we're going, and once we reach that finish line, it's gonna be totally worth it.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't really speak much on it until we release some stuff. So,
Yeah, we can't really touch on it too much.
but yeah, I mean, that's really all we really have to talk about because
Yeah,
I
we could.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, for me, like I have like a bunch of ideas written down, and I'm starting to do some stuff. So obviously, once I actually have like what I actually want to know, I'll pitch them to you, and then like, cause like you said, like we said, like we talked about, like yes, even though right now SGP is a lot of you
Spider
know Spider-Man, it's gonna expand, and I think I've told this to you so many times before too, and I think I've talked with Puka too that for me with SGP that's like how like other people when they're like, oh, the only way I know I succeed is if I
Man.
work at Sony, if I work at Disney. For me, it's just like I'm gonna make sure well, no, si Dios quiere, SGP is gonna become a household name. You know, that's the goal I have for SGP, and that's something that I'm gonna try to my hardest to do.
Yeah,
And
and I mean,
once SGP gets enough money, I want to open like an animation block.
yeah, that was something we really did discuss on doing animation films. That's something we're really excited to do because we have a lot of people that are working in animation that are willing to do animation films, and I think that's like a big thing we're really excited to do is animation. Um, I mean, yeah, we've talked about a lot of different stuff. I mean, we even have a big thing planned soon. Me and you have talked about it about I can't say the name because then it spoils everything. But
Yeah,
me and you definitely have talked about it. I've even given you a whole like rundown on the films that we could do. Um,
exactly.
but we have something very big planned, and now it's easier for us because we have more connections that we can work with instead of like when it was just the two of us,
Yeah,
trying to film with just the camera and just making it trying to work. Now we have more people that we can work with, and we've spoken to quite a bit of people that we hope we can work with in the future. um but yeah, I mean, apart from that, we can't really say much until it happens.
till it actually comes to fruition. Then like I'm saving up for a better camera. There's like I've been thinking of either getting a Black Magic or like a Sony A7 III.
Hmm.
Because like with work, I've been saving up some money. Obviously, I still don't have enough to buy them, but
Yeah,
I've been saving up money from work, and it's like I'm just been debating like, should I get a black camera or a Sony? And I've been seeing like a Sony A7 III is more for photography, So probably when I have enough money, I'm probably gonna buy the Black Magic.
Yeah, and that's gonna help us big time, honestly. Um, I mean, I have my new camera, which is the Lumix, same as yours,
Yeah,
and the lenses I have work so beautifully. I mean, when you guys see the teaser, it's 4K. The
yeah,
teaser is 4K, and it's been such a blast working with that camera. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, we can't really talk more when we
yeah.
don't
Because
really.
it going to the spoiler realm, and we don't want to do that.
We're going heavy into the spoiler round. I mean, we're definitely gonna get back on the podcast and talk, more spoiler talk when everything releases. But for
Yeah, and then
now, that's all
hopefully,
we
like
have.
I
Yeah,
think I've been wanting to tell you, like hopefully, like what for this podcast, I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure you get a physical office where you can actually invite people and do the podcast.
yeah.
And
That's the end goal now. Is getting an actual office for the podcast. I mean, I kind of had some ideas on what I could do, like what little rooms I could do too, like nothing big, but just something something
yeah,
we could do.
that
Um,
where I work, it's 3 floors, right? And we
mhm.
have a basement level, and they have like a small room. And even I even told my boss like, hey, you know what? Can I renovate this to like an editing slash podcast room? Because I feel like that room has so much potential. But again, I have to get like that the permissions from my
Yeah,
boss, and then again having to like not redo the
equipment
whole thing, but like fix it up.
and then equipment and all that.
Exactly. So, maybe we'll get a little office. That right there where I work, we'll get a little office room too.
Maybe. Hopefully, I it would be so great to have it. I mean, but we'll see. I mean, like I said, we can't really speak much on it. That's kind of all we have for you guys for this
Yeah.
episode for the podcast. Um, I mean, it's just we've been working so much behind the scenes that it's like sucks that we can't just blurt it out
I was
now.
like, oh, we're doing this.
Hey guys, so we have this and we also have this, but we're also doing this. But it's like we can't do it because I think we learned our lesson trying to do that.
Yeah, to kind of bite you back.
Yeah, we learned our lesson like trying to do that. So I mean, that's all we can really say for now. I
Yeah,
mean, we're excited. We're excited. We're working, and yeah, that's all we have for now, guys.
yeah.
This has been episode 5 of the
Five
SGP.
damn episodes. Yeah, 5 episodes in already.
This has been episode 5 of the SGP podcast with the co-owner Alejandro, my great friend, great friend. Yeah, we're out, guys.
Peace.